AOA podcast. Back for another episode, Monday show, flying solo. Don't mind, because I got you here with me. And you, I mean, by you, I mean Will, Rhonda, Robin, Christella, and others joining us in the live chat. Appreciate you guys as always. Remember to hit the like button, share this episode right away before you don't like it. Helps us with the algorithm. We can always use that help, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. We're live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And by 8:30 p.m., I mean between 8 and 9, roughly. And then we're on Spotify and all the other podcast networks for the Replay Crew. Shout out Replay Crew. Drop the Replay Crew comment in the description, in the comments below. I would love that. Love it forever. Big show tonight. We've got peace in the Middle East. I mean, this is exciting. There's no greater time to be alive. Everybody's all stressed out over the Pete Hegseth meeting. And what are they meeting about? But at the same time, we're about to have peace in the Middle East and AI robots cleaning our rooms. Is there this is the golden era. We're entering the golden era, folks. Bad Bunny. Speaking of golden era, Bad Bunny set to perform at the halftime show for the NFL. I don't know if you know, but that stands for National Football League. And a big decision from Jay-Z on this upcoming Super Bowl, in which Travis Kelce and the Taylor Swifters will reign supreme and beat the Philadelphia Eagles once again. It's going to be huge. They've already written the script. I know it because of some random colors on the NFL website. Follow me for more. But essentially, Bad Bunny triumphs in a game where Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift also triumph. By the way, you're going to be surprised to hear this, but catching the game-winning touchdown in overtime will actually be Taylor Swift herself. She'll find her way into the game. I know, it's stunning, but I'm telling you, the NFL writers got it right this season. Candace Owens looks like an idiot once again with this Charlie Kirk conspiracy theory. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban split. Little salacious reason why. I don't care about them. But when I heard the reason why they split, I was like, that's interesting. I bet you most people would find that interesting as well. That's why it's a podcast topic. Also, Proffee. What is Proffee? We'll solve that little riddle for you as well on this episode. Lots of things. Peace in the Middle East, what Proffee is. Oh my goodness, my friends. This is perhaps the greatest podcast episode ever. I think I got My Chemical Romance. We'll carry on. We'll carry on. And know you're. I don't know if it's Mario or. I think it's My Chemical Romance. I can't. It was like a real rock opera thing happening like 10, 15 years ago. It was good. I just don't know who's who. I don't know who. I can't tell the difference between My Chemical Romance and. The other one that sounds like My Chemical Romance. It's all very confusing. It's all very confusing. Here's what's not confusing. You become a member. Confusing on where to point. You can become a member, click the QR code, and for as little as $2.99 a month, you can support the AOA podcast so that we can continue to bring you great stories, education, entertainment, and conversation, my friends, including wonderful topics like peace in the Middle East. I think we have it. And I say that because I saw Donald Trump say so, and I'm just not going to doubt that guy ever. Because Donald Trump is doing several things at one time. He's running the United States of America and/or / the free world. He's running the Kennedy Center. Which is kind of a big deal. He is securing phenomenal. He's a location scout for the UFC. And now he is the author of the 20-point Gaza peace plan, which no doubt about it will be running, just spreading across the planet. I don't know whether to be positive on this or my facetious self. It feels like I'm leaning towards faceticism, if that's a word. It's not, trademark. But it seems crazy. People who say that the president has an ego, I doubt it, because anybody who looks at themselves and says, I could run a arts venue and I could also secure peace in the Middle East at the same time while finding the best locations for upcoming UFC events. That's a special skill set, my friends. I mean, that's a skill set that you just don't come across. And when you think about all the greatest skill sets of our past, like great leaders, John Adams and framing the whole the America, the Constitution, everything else, Thomas Jefferson, all those guys and what they did, the New Deal, Roosevelt and all that stuff, Kennedy and going towards the moon. I mean, realistically, not one of the great people in America's history have ever been able to successfully run an arts venue, scout for a mixed martial arts company, and broker peace in the Middle East all at the same time. I mean, it's never happened. If Abraham Lincoln was placed with this sort of challenge, he would fold. He would fold. Because although what Abraham Lincoln did was wonderful, he never was quite able to get a bare knuckle brawl on the North Lawn. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. That's the difference. If you're asking me, like, who's the greater president, Donald Trump or Abraham Lincoln? And I'm saying, well, answer me this. Have you ever seen a UFC title being handed out by Abraham Lincoln? And the answer to that question is no. Okay? The answer to that question is no. He never had, with everything that he did, Lincoln never had the balls to put two dudes in an octagon ring behind the Rose Garden. Never did it. I'm just saying. We could talk politics all you want. That fact is undisputed. Undisputed. I woke up with an extra round of sarcasm this morning, and I feel like it's gotten worse by everything that's occurred today and the 3 beers I had just prior to the show starting. I feel like it's all starting to, compound together. Might just be me. Might just be what Robin says. Too much winning. Too much winning. You know what's hilarious is because I look at everything. I look at this Middle East plan, this 20-point plan, and it immediately makes me think of Michael Scott trying to save Dunder Mifflin, coming up with a 30-point plan, 1 point per day, every day of the month, whatever the Michael Scottism was. I just remember it was a point system plan. And then we see this, and I immediately the American in me, the New Yorker in me, the Italian in me, the comedic timing in me, the radio host in me just immediately wants to laugh at this. And I think most people will. By the way, one of the most unsuccessful things in the history of history is peace in this area. And then I think this will be the thing I shit all over, and then it actually comes to fruition. So I'm always approaching things with caution. If I had to lay money down on the line, it would be on the side of this will not go well. I just, God bless them all. The Palestinians, the Israelis, Hamas, and Israel. Well, I'm not really blessing Hamas. That was a slip up. But I love everybody involved, except for the terrorist people. And I realize there's a lot of, things to this. But if I was advising the president, I would be like, yeah, maybe stay away from this one. Nobody's been able to do it. Every time there's a step forward, there's 7 steps back. It's a tough thing to get along, to try and do. I don't know. I would have stayed away from this one. I would have stayed away from this one. Rhonda goes whining or winning. Yeah, depends. Kind of depends, doesn't it? But I will say there's an amazingness to this current administration that no matter how much they get made fun of, no matter how many L's they take, no matter just whatever's going on, they're just like, hey, it's a new day. Let's start the new chapter. They're just not completing things. They're just saying shit one day that's not true the next day. And they just get up every morning. They're like, you know what we're going to do today? We're going to solve peace in the Middle East. Today's the day we're going to make it happen. No. Gather the media, because I got a 20-point peace plan that I was thinking about in the shower. Well, to be honest, it was more like 4, but I had ChatGPT fill in the other 16. And I think we got something good here. Trump announced plans today alongside Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who appeared at the White House and said it could bring eternal peace in the Middle East, with 8 Muslim majority countries in the West Bank-based Palestinian Authority quickly joining Israel in embracing the blueprint. This is a beautiful day, potentially one of the great days ever in civilization, Trump told reporters from the state dining room. We discussed how to end the war in Gaza, but it's just part of a bigger picture, which is peace in the Middle East. Let's call it eternal peace in the Middle East, he said, end quote. The governments of Egypt, Jordan, Turkey, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates issued a rare joint statement praising the framework. The nation said that they would welcome President Donald Trump's leadership and his sincere efforts to end the war in Gaza, and affirm their readiness to engage in positively and constructively with the United States and the parties toward finalizing the agreement and ensuring its implementation. I don't know what the Democrats would do if Donald Trump accomplished peace in the Middle East. That would be the old, right now, Frank is somewhere just going, I can't fucking believe this. I don't fucking believe this. As a liberal, you got to be like, all right, I'm rooting for the peace thing, but at the same time, it's got to burn your ass a little that it's Donald Trump that's doing it. If it gets done. I hope it does, Netanyahu confirmed that his government had agreed to the provisions, adding that Israel would finish the war and end Hamas rule of Gaza the easy way or the hard way. That's pretty interesting. Do you want to hear the 20 points? Because I do actually have them. Let's read a couple. 1, Gaza will be acetaminophen. Gaza will be de-radicalized. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. De-radicalized. Yeah, okay, I got it right. Will be a de-radicalized, terror-free zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbors. Interesting. I wonder how they're going to do that. Is it like what they do in Star Wars? Is just go, you will not be radicalized. Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of the people of Gaza, who have suffered more than enough. That's one of the points. Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of the people of Gaza, who have suffered more than enough. I think I know who wrote this. If both sides agree to this proposal, the war will immediately end. Israeli forces will withdraw. If both sides agree to this proposal, hit the thumbs up on this video. The war will immediately end. Israeli forces will withdraw to the agreed upon line to prepare for a hostage release. During this time, all military operations, including aerial and artillery bombardment, will be suspended, and the battle lines will remain frozen until conditions are met for the complete staged withdrawal. Within 72 hours of Israel publicly accepting this agreement, all hostages, alive and deceased, will be returned. Once the hostages are released, Israel will release 250 life sentence prisoners plus 1,700 Gazans who were detained after October 7th, 2023, including all women and children detained in that context. For every Israeli hostage whose remains are released, Israel will release the remains of 15 deceased Gazans. Gazans? Once all the hostages are returned, Hamas members who commit to peaceful coexistence and to decommission their weapons will be given amnesty. Upon the acceptance of this agreement, full aid will be immediately sent to the Gaza Strip. At minimum, aid quantities will be consistent with what was included in the January 19th, 2025 drop. Entry of distribution and aid in the Gaza Strip will proceed without interference from the two parties. Gaza will be governed under the temporary transitional governance of a technocratic. Trump will chair a supervised board of peace to oversee the new government set to include former British Prime Minister and others. That doesn't sound like correct English, but I'm not going to. I thought this went through ChatGPT, perhaps not. Trump economic development plan to rebuild and energize. I didn't mean to laugh at that. I'm sorry. No, the redevelopment thing will be good. Just look at how good Trump Taj Mahal went. I would imagine this will be even better. Stop it. A Trump economic development plan to rebuild and energize Gaza will be created by convening a panel of experts who have helped birth some of the thriving modern miracle cities in the Middle East. Who wrote this? Because this isn't even intelligent enough for ChatGPT. A special economic zone will be established with preferred tariff and access rates to be negotiated with participating countries. No one will be forced to leave Gaza, and those who wish to leave will be free to do so and free to return. We will encourage people to stay and offer them the opportunity to build a better Gaza. Make Gaza great again is what I say. You know what I'm saying? The United States will work with Arab and international partners to develop a temporary international stabilization force to immediately deploy in Gaza. Israel, boy, they must be excited at McDonald's and KFC, right? I mean, they're going to get a KFC. Gaza's about to get a KFC. Gaza, you're about to get a KFC Pizza Hut Express. And could your lives get any better? People in Missouri will say no. New Yorkers will say, yeah, there's better. There's way better. But, you know, people who have far too close relationships with their cousins in certain parts of this country will be like, no, that's really it. That's the height of civilization. The Pizza Hut Express / Taco Bell / KFC. That's where it's at. Shout out Yum Brands for making that happen. But yeah, that's basically what this means. If I can just surmise the 20 points in good news, there's a Mike's sub shop coming your way. Was that Mike's Subs? What's the name of the place? Jersey Mike's. Good news, Gaza. Shit's looking up. You got a Jersey Mike's coming your way. And a crumble. Things are getting good. Things are getting caloric, but they're getting good. They're getting good. We might as well, if I'd like to address the Gaza people, if I can, with what seems to be near perfect 20-point plan and impending peace in your region. I just want you to know to enjoy your current state of bowel movements, because once we get that red dye number 5 and some of the other natural flavors we like to put in our food, after we get some of those places into your area, you'll never shit right. You'll never shit right again. If I could quote the great Billy Bob Thornton in that Bad Santa movie, you ain't gonna shit right for a week after you start eating American food. People are gonna be walking around Gaza going, I like that we're not gonna get bombed on a daily basis, but Jesus Christ, can I just take a shit without all this enriched flour and seed oils all of a sudden? Sure, we were about to die every single day, but we didn't know how good we had it in the bowel movement department. Believe me, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. The outlets at Gaza is going to be huge. I just want you to know, Paul, I'm telling you right now, the outlets at Gaza, you're not going to believe this. And the people in Gaza who have gone through the worst treatment, you're not going to believe it either. But I mean, you're looking at some J. Crew clothes for 70% off. I mean, that is just going to be fantastic. Fantastic. The people in this region are going to be standing around going, what are we so concerned with the fighting and the religion and the armies and all that stuff? Look at this shirt I got for 65% off. It's crazy. And let me tell you something. There have been advancements in outlets. I mean, I can remember a time where you would go to the outlet store and you'd go, so what, one sleeve is longer than the other one? Doesn't matter. I'm saving on this Abercrombie and Fitch. Now, that's not even the case. All the sleeves are the same size in the outlets. The sleeves are golden now. The outlets, they're basically just more stores. They're just more stores with a slightly larger, clearance section. And we're supposed to sit there and act like, oh, this is, we're saving big time. You're really not. But still, it's good. It says 70% off. Don't go researching prices on the internet. You're just going to be disappointed. Trust me. When it's your Amazon day, just go, they say it's 40%. It's 40%. It's fine. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. You guys are going to be walking around with your 70% off J. Crew on your way back from your Pizza Hut, Taco Bell Express dinner, chatting with your significant other going, I don't know, I haven't shit in 4 days. Have you? Seems like since we got this American fast food in here, things have just not been going well. Having a blast, living it up. That's life. It doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't. You think it might, but it really doesn't. That's the best it could possibly be. In 20, 30 years from now, you're going to be like, I'm glad we let the U.S. intervene and everything. The peace is nice and all, but Jesus Christ, can we get some fucking regulation over our food? Even if we have to take the weird brainworm guy, can he just do whatever he can to get the shit out of the food we eat? Anyway. What does this mean? Falafel, all you can eat? I love a fucking all you can eat falafel place. I like a good falafel. I'll tell you what. The halal food. Those fuckers know their way around, roasting meat over long periods of time. I mean, you got to appreciate that whole thing. That's one thing I didn't see coming. I was on the gyro early on, but the shawarma and all the other stuff that you get, the falafel, the hummus, I mean, shit. It's great. It is phenomenal. There's one thing that I hope the Middle East holds true that they don't get from the United States of America is our food eating habits or our ability to put chemicals and horse shit into foods. I hate that I've turned into this granola crunchy person, but it's the truth. I'm telling you, I stopped eating all the garbage and natural flavor things, and I lost a ton of weight. And then I had to go for my procedure last Wednesday. I had to go on a liquid diet, so I really had no choice but to have like Gatorade and all these things with natural flavors in them, and I felt like shit all over again. It's amazing. I gave up seed oils. I gave up natural flavors. I gave up whatever the other things that Bobby says, Bobby approved. I gave up all that crap. I look better. I feel a lot better. It's amazing to me. Like, I can't even, whenever anything has natural flavors anymore, I can't fucking have it. I don't know if it's psychologically in my brain now, but it's just like, I feel like, not that I don't respect Brainworm Guy, but if we can get Bobby from Bobby's Approved into one of these health and human service positions, I really think it would be better for the country and the world. Just let Bobby do it. That guy knows first of all, that guy knows his way around a black t-shirt. That's all I see. He's just always in a black t-shirt, which I respect. I would wear nothing but a black t-shirt if I could every day of my life. And he just knows, where the good deals are at Costco and Aldi and Lidl and all those places. And he knows what fucking weird shit not to eat, So anyway, shout out Bobby's Approved. Just letting you know, I'm nominating you for the Health and Human Services lead spot. That's where I'm putting my ticket. That's where I'm punching my ticket. So anyway, yeah, peace in the Middle East. That should be fun. We'll see how this goes. Hasn't gone well for other people, but I'm an eternal optimist. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Bad Bunny named to the Super Bowl halftime show. I gotta say, I'm surprised. I'm a little stunned. I don't know why Bad Bunny is as popular as he is. I say that with no disrespect. I get that he's popular musically, but he's also like, he gets invited. He must be like the coolest guy ever to hang out with because he's on SNL a ton. I think he was on the SNL special a lot. He gets a big part in Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore too. I think he's in that like a whole bunch. And I didn't even know. I saw him and I go, oh, where have I seen that guy? And then later on, somebody told me like, what'd you think of Bad Bunny and Happy Gilmore? I'm like, was that the guy who was in that I couldn't place? And that was the guy. So Bad Bunny's like, everybody's putting him in things. And now Jay-Z's like, all right, we'll put him in the halftime show too. I guess it's a big move. Like from everything that I've been studying today or researching on this, it's like globally, like it doesn't get bigger than Bad Bunny right now, apparently. Like it's not just the United States of America that he's big in. And I couldn't name a song. I something with Nove. Nove. I don't know. I'm not. Believe me, Bad Bunny is not offended that I don't know his music. Bad Bunny, this is bad business for Bad Bunny. If Anthony is like a huge Bad Bunny fan, he's got to separate it. Like he can't have Anthony's being a big Bad Bunny fan. Like that's not good for his reputation. But he's got a global appeal, and if you look at the NFL, they are making a push towards globalism. The NFL literally cannot squeeze another dollar out of the United States of America. Like, I mean, the amount of money they could increase in their revenue from the US is minimal. They've got to go outside. They've got to go to Brazil, Mexico City, London. Like there's going to be this, it's clear as a bell. In 10 years from now, when we have nothing but AI robots in the NFL and doing our laundry and shit, we will have international divisions, all that jazz. Teams in Europe, in South America, and maybe the CFL becomes a division of the NFL. Who knows? And Bad Bunny is just a part of this movement, you know? Again, it's not so much about the U.S. Everybody in the United States is going to watch the Super Bowl. Could be Bad Bunny, could be Madonna, could be, anybody. Doesn't make a difference. We're watching. So how can they get other people to click and appeal? And, I see all the backlash, like the football bros are like Bad Bunny. Like guess what? The halftime show ain't for you anyway. I look at this as an old fart and I'm like, I would have preferred Dave Matthews. Guess what? Dave Matthews Band fans, fellow Dave Matthews Band fans, Super Bowl's halftime show ain't for us. We've aged out of that demographic. It's for Bad Bunny. It's for, Rihanna. That's the generation they're up to. We are old fogies, Although how fucking great would a Super Bowl halftime set be with YIM opening up the show? Come on. DMB fans, comment below. What's your 5-song Dave Matthews Band Super Bowl halftime show? Because I'm thinking about this now, and I got to open with, it's got to be banger after banger. There's no time for Crash Into Me, which you would obviously have to do because of its mass appeal and the popularity. But I don't know if I would slow it down for a verse or two of Crash Into Me. It's weird. Dave never is the kind of person who does mashups, but he did it a little bit for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I was surprised to see. But it didn't feel a little jarring, DMB fans. Okay, I'm talking to 4 people. Let's move on. The point is, I'd probably go YM. I might want to do I Did It, which is crazy. But that's kind of a banger for the mass appeal audience. That was a big hit for DMB, big crossover hit back in the day. Might want to bring I Did It back into the mix. I don't even know where else I could go. I guess you got to do, you got to do Handsome Marching. You can't do anything. You can't do mid-level. We need the heavy hitters. Like two-step would be too slow for, okay, I got to get off of this because I'm losing audience here. The DMB fans are like, yeah, this is great, but that's 4 people. Anyway, reggaeton is huge, and Paul says that Google says 2 years ago that reggaeton was the hottest. Google reggaeton, he said 2 years ago, was the hottest genre. I believe that. I mean, it's huge. I know Bad Bunny's a big deal, but I don't know why personally. I feel like I've heard a lot of his songs if you played them for me and shit like that, but I don't really know. By the way, he is from Puerto Rico. Shout out Puerto Rico. You went from being described as a pile of garbage during the election now to being part of the Super Bowl halftime show. That's a comeback if I've ever seen one. So congratulations to you. Not that we believe that piece of moral shit, Tony Hinchcliffe. Am I right, ladies? But from where you were in that controversy to where you are now, take a look around. Top of the heap. Top of the heap, my Puerto Rican friends. Top of the heap. Congratulations to you all. You deserve it. I think Bad Bunny is going to be great. I think it's going to be, for me personally, as exciting as the guy from last year was. I liked him too. Whatever his name was. I think I picked it. Kendrick Lamar. Thank you. Kendrick Lamar wasn't that great. Christella, Kendrick Lamar was great last year, and I was barely familiar with his work. He was great, because I'll tell you why. Everybody was immediately pulled into, oh, he hates the Drake from Canada. And when he shit on Drake, everybody was like, oh shit, do you know why? And then inevitably one person told all the old people why, or they Googled it and they were like, oh, there's some real shit going on between these two. And we had like a little Real Housewives of Football halftime shows moment there. Everybody could get into Kendrick Lamar because it was part of a feud. I don't know who Bad Bunny's going to be feuding with, but if I can make a suggestion, why don't you take a shot at Tony Hinchcliffe? He deserves it. He opened himself up. A little fireback of, you want to hear garbage in the middle of the ocean, you son of a bitch. How about this? Boom. And then you put one back in his kitchen and see how he feels about it in the middle of the halftime show. Netflix would love it. They got Kill Tony. They would be like, this is going to be fucking great. We'll drop a new episode right after Bad Bunny shits on, the Puerto Rican hater himself, Tony Hinchcliffe. Now we're making TV magic. We're making it happen. It's not a 20-point plan, but it's a good plan. It's a plan that has a chance to work. Stop being facetious, Ant. Stop being glasses half full. Let's focus up here. We're going to have world peace, and we're going to have a Bad Bunny halftime performance, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. The only question is, how long do we have to wait till there's a sphere in Gaza? Because I would love to just get that big, oversized, Mary Poppins going in there. No, it wasn't Mary Poppins. Who's the girl? Who's Dorothy and the Tin Man? The Wizard of Oz. Fucking Wizard of Oz opening night, Gaza sphere is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. And Bad Bunny is going to perform at the intermission. It's just unbelievable. It couldn't be better. Things could not be better at the current moment. Except for our dear friends, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. A match that was described by Cuddles herself as, hold on, because I don't want to misquote here, a marriage that never made sense to me. That's what Cuddles said. Aaron C. broke the news to us earlier, and then Cuddles said their marriage never made sense to me, which is interesting. I don't know why. Are you asking me? I don't know if that's a question, Rhonda, for me or for Cuddles. Is it about the Bad Bunny halftime Gaza show? Because it's going to be good. It is going to be good. Roxy, hard to tell. It's hard to tell. You know, it's been a long week. And you're like, and it's only Monday. And it's like, yeah, I know. That's the problem with it. That's why it's been such a long week. No, I think we're okay. A little tipsy seems a little hurtful. I don't know. That seems like it's uncalled for. Rhonda says, well, they look like they loved each other. No, why are they getting divorced? Okay. This is a little drama filled for me. Initially, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really care. And then I found out about this little nugget and I was like, uh-oh, this is interesting. Is this cheaty cheats or is this jealousy? Cheaty cheats or jealousy? By the way, 19 years of marriage. That's longer than I thought it was, right? A source told Page 6 this morning, sometimes relationships just run their course, adding that Kidman did not want the separation and was trying to save things. Oh. Multiple sources told TMZ the actress and country music singer have been living apart since the beginning of summer. Okay, you ready for the juicy part? This isn't the juicy part. Sorry, more preamble. Here's more preamble than the juicy part. TMZ reported that Kidman has been caring for their two children, 17 and 14, holding the family together through this difficult time while Keith is gone. Supposedly, Keith Urban, 57, Nicole Kidman, 58. He has moved out and bought a home in their hometown of Nashville, Tennessee, purchased his own property. Maybe you forgot about this. Back in June, Keith Urban made headlines after he abruptly ended a Zoom interview when asked about his feelings on Kidman filming a steamy love scene with Zac Efron in their 2024 Netflix movie, A Family Affair. The interview asked at the time, what does Keith Urban think about when he sees his beautiful wife with beautiful younger men like Zac Efron having those beautiful love scenes? There was silence on the other end until producers confirmed that Urban had ended the call. Ouch. Ouch. Does he think that something went on between her and Zac Efron? Clearly, it's bugging his ass. Maybe he didn't want her to do it. I will say that is a tough business to be in because of this exact thing. Like, I don't think you want your significant other playing tonsil hockey with some big heartthrob, whether it's a girl or a boy, whatever. Like either way, it seems terrible. I don't know. You know, that's not an easy, I get pissed too. But like, that's their job, is to not get pissed off, you know? First of all, let's recognize Will and his birthday. That's amazing, buddy. Happy birthday to Will. One of the most positive people. I always look forward to Will's comments. Gets me off on the right foot for every episode. He's always in early. Big fan of Will. Big happy birthday to you, my friend. How old are you? I don't even know. I'm going to guess, Will, 23. You look like you're 23 years old. What I wouldn't give to be 5 years older than 23. Okay. Fucking 23 is great. Enjoy it, my friend. Happy birthday to you. Look at all these happy birthdays coming in. Congrats to Bird, 42-month member. Go sign up for your membership. Hold on. Let me break out some technology for you. You see this? That's a QR code. Scan it with your phone. It'll take you right to our little member area. So you just got to hit a couple buttons. Beep, boop, beep. And then you're in for $2.99 a month. $2.99. Can you sign up for the $19.99 a month tier? Yeah, you can. I'd appreciate it. I'd love you forever. Okay? You get special things at that level. Will I take you at $2.99 a month? I would. And I'd also love you forever. And it helps us put on the podcast every single day. So thank you for that. Thank you for the plug. Bird, who's been a member for 42 months. And can I say, has never looked better. Okay. I don't know if it's her skin treatment. I don't know if she's getting laid more often. Or I don't know if it's the 42 consecutive months of being a member of the show. I feel like it's the latter. But I'm no doctor. We'll leave it up to Brainworm Bob and see if he can figure it out. Congratulations, Bird, on your 42 months being in the AOA podcast world. Big shout out to Will. Big happy birthdays to Will. Will is so optimistic. Yeah, I think Paul, does that annoy you? Paul, that feels like that annoys you. Like, Will is so optimistic. Will is wonderfully optimistic. I think I'm a lot more pessimistic of an optimistic person, but still optimistic nonetheless. And I look at Will and I go, damn. 37. Fuck. You look 23, my friend. And also, fuck, what I wouldn't give to be 37. Let me tell you something. I'm 5 years older than you, dude. Those 5 fucking years make a difference. A lot more joint pain. A lot more joint pain. Paul, you're forgiven. I was raised on the East Coast. It's an East Coast thing. We can't. I don't know if it's too cold. I don't know what happened to us where we're like 20-point plan for peace in the Middle East. Go fuck yourself. Like, we just can't. I don't know what happened to us. Fall's beautiful. It can't be fall. It's got to be. I think we're fucked up from January, February. February is a fucked up time in the Northeast. It's fucking cold. It's dark way too much. There's nothing good on TV. You know what I mean? After the Super Bowl, you're just kind of wandering around like, what the fuck do I do now? What do I have to wait for? Fuck it. President's Day, because this shit. Valentine's Day, it's just going to pack on more pounds and spend money on more shit that I don't need. You know, it's just, I don't know what makes us so miserable. I'll tell you what they're doing down there in Florida in January, February. They're like, I don't know, should I go to the pool or the beach today? That's what people in tropical locations are doing. That's why we're fucked up. That's why we can't look at things through you look at California people, everything's just like, oh, everything's great. This will be fine. Nothing bad happens when you're just eternally in 74-degree temperature, you know. October is going to be lit, though. I will say October is going to be fire this year. So anyway, feels like Keith Urban got a little upset over the steamy scenes with Zac Efron there. That's a tough one. Could you imagine having marital trouble and then some dick is like, hey, how'd you feel about your wife rolling around with some other dude on screen? Fuck, that's tough. That is, I feel like most marriages, as great as your marriage is, it's still a delicate thing. And then to have some person have you on camera going, hey, another thing that your partner does that you're not so comfortable with, we all saw it. How does it make you feel? We're judging you for it too. No matter what you say right now, whether you go this way or that way, half the audience is going to look down on you. So why don't you go ahead and answer? Like, that's literally what these celebrities have to deal with. You know, I mean, they do pretty all right. They're compensated pretty well for it all. So, but still, it feels like that's a lot to handle. That is just a lot to handle. Let's go Candace Owens first. Okay, this is great. So I've been talking to you about Candace Owens and her wild and insane conspiracy theories when it comes to Charlie Kirk's death. And I first took issue with this, and our own clip went viral about her like framing and blaming Jews, Benjamin Netanyahu, the whole country of Israel, Mossad. I don't even know, because all she did was sit there and talk for 17 minutes and allude to this meeting that took place in the Hamptons where Charlie Kirk felt pressured and all this stuff. And I watched that clip and I go, Candace Owens is batshit crazy. And I put the clip online and then everybody goes, no, you're batshit crazy. She's a goddess of truth and all this stuff. But I still maintain by basic journalistic standards that, like, if you believe this stuff happened, investigate it more and then come to the air with facts that you can prove and that you have evidence to back up. She sat there and alluded to things for 17 minutes and talked about previous experiences that she went through. It was all about her, not Charlie. And was just going on and on about this whole thing about how Charlie was threatened by Netanyahu and, he wasn't fulfilling the narrative of defending Israel. All this stuff, all this jazz. Well, what comes to light? The New York Post obtained a letter from Charlie Kirk to Benjamin Netanyahu on May 2nd. And it's a 7-page letter that could not be more flattering and endearing and friendly to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. I can go through every last detail with you, but I'll give you this. Let me give you a little snippet of it. Charlie was alarmed by the anti-Israel and anti-Semitic trends hitting record levels on social media. He says, and I quote, "One of his greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews in the fight to protect Judeo-Christian civilization." He said things like, "My team and I have spent months analyzing these trends and debating ideas that could help you and your country push back against these disturbing developments." I mean, the entire thing frames Charlie Kirk like he's a friend of Israel. So now that this letter has come to light, for all the people that defend Candace Owens, who called me crazy and stupid and a sheep and a follower and a loser and do my own research and all this stuff, all the people who took a dump on me in favor of her, I'm following her blindly. I read thousands of comments. Send this to Candace Owens so we can hear what she has to say about it now. Because when you take this letter that the Post just published from Charlie Kirk to Benjamin Netanyahu, it's nothing but love. It is nothing but friendship and wanting to help and a desire to see their cause go unharmed. So where was all the stuff that you were alluding to the other day? Because I'll tell you what Candace Owens is going to do. She's going to be like, well, I never said that. That because I could tell by the way she was alluding for 17 minutes. She was just like, I'm going to float this anti-Semitic speech out there and it's going to get tons of clicks and it's going to get people talking and it's going to get racially insecure, bigoted people to be like, you know what, it is the Jews. I mean, it's just like that's entirely why she did it. It was not to get information out there. Again, if my friend was brutally murdered publicly in front of everybody and I had a sneaking suspicion that the killer that they got wasn't the person and it could be this other thing, I am going to be damn sure that I have everything I need to prove that case, not only in the court of public opinion, but in an actual court. I'm not going to sit there twirling my dumb thumbs and curling my hair going, I mean, I had an experience similar, so it must be bullshit. You're a bullshit liar. You're about to get your pantsuit off by the Macrons once they prove that idiotic thing that you said was stupid. And now it's here again, right in front of your eyes. Charlie Kirk was a friend to the Jewish people. He was trying to figure out how to modernize Benjamin Netanyahu's communication. This doesn't sound like a person who was being threatened. This doesn't sound like a person who was being assassinated by Israel, the Israeli government and the prime minister, because there was a heated debate in the Hamptons. Give me a fucking break, you crazy bastard. You crazy nut bar. She's sitting there going, and people, you got to see the comments. You got to see the fucking comments. I'm Team Candace. She's just putting it out there. No, just putting it out there is not a good thing sometimes. If I was Erica Kirk, I would never talk to her ever again for her just trying to grab views off of the death of her husband. It's fucking sickening. Is what it is, and everybody will just act like, oh, this guy's getting paid by Netanyahu over here. This guy's getting paid by Chuck Schumer. Yeah, That's what it is. Chuck Schumer, Zamdani, and Netanyahu. I'm on the take. CNN, all of them. MSNBC, fine. I'm getting all their money to tell you that Candace Owens is a bullshit liar. Stop believing her. This is maybe one of the worst things that she's ever done. To shit on that guy's memory, to act like, oh, it wasn't this or that, or it was the fucking, to talk about this meeting that took place in the Hamptons and being pressured by the Israeli government and being put on the phone on the spot by Netanyahu. I mean, it sounds like the guy fucking would love the guy. Sounds like all he wanted to do was help Netanyahu and the Jewish people. You fucking idiots. Sometimes when it's blatantly this obvious, it really gets me pissed off, because it's like, if you just open your fucking eyes for 2 seconds and stop listening to these morons with microphones on the internet, your life will be a lot more fulfilling. Again, if somebody is selling you fear and anger every single day, stop watching or listening to them. Stop. It can't all be that bad. Sometimes there's cool new shit like Proffee. What the hell is Proffee? What could Proffee be? I hate saying it, but I've accidentally been enjoying it, believe it or not. Proffee is, you could probably guess it, protein coffee. It's protein coffee. It's a new craze, viral sensation, whatever you want to say, protein maxing, some people call it. There was a recent survey. Coffee connoisseurs, nearly half of them, 47% of Americans believe that breakfast is the best time to gather their protein. 47% of Americans. That's alarming. That should be like 99%. Like, if you don't know by now, protein is the better way to go, than a bagel, than a bacon, egg, and cheese. But Starbucks today put some protein boosted milks and cold foams on their permanent menu, with anywhere from 15 to 36 grams of protein per 16-ounce beverage. Rebecca Rickert, head of consumer insights at Empower, said consumers are prioritizing protein in the morning and are open to paying a premium for protein-enhanced drinks, and younger generations are driving that shift, all pointing to the protein coffee as a trend with strong tailwinds. Yeah. So that's the new deal, Proffee. Now, I've been trying to get my parents to have more protein with their carbohydrates. Hello, Italians. It's like, put some chicken cutlets with that pound and a half of macaroni you got there. It'll make you feel a lot better. And I used to drink these protein drinks, again, until I found Bobby approves, and Bobby does not approve of these drinks. But they had like heavy amounts of protein, and there was a coffee flavor that was actually pretty good. And I told my father about it. Again, he's a diabetic, so we're trying to get him to eat better. And I said, why don't you start putting some of this stuff in your coffee? And he does. And then I was doing it. And then I was doing it for a long time. I stopped doing that because that protein drink had natural flavors, which again, Bobby does not approve. So I don't do the unnatural flavors. But I do have a protein powder that is coffee flavored. And now I'm taking a whole chunk of that and putting it in my morning coffee with a splash of almond milk that doesn't have natural flavors. And I feel great every fucking day. I feel like I'm juiced up. I got some energy. I got some caffeine in me. I'm getting my protein fix. Carbs and sugars are really low because it's flavored with maple powder. I don't know, maple pixie dust, unicorn powder, whatever fucking Bobby says. It does not going to give me, a sugar attack. So I do that in the morning, and I'm fucking loving it. I'm loving it. I would be on board with these protein drinks, but I got to look into them now, because if there's natural flavors in there, I don't want to have it. It makes my stomach feel not so great. All the breads and everything out there, I'm telling you, that's the difference. I just kept seeing people that were like, oh, I went to Italy and ate nothing but pizza and pasta for 12 days and I lost 14 pounds. It's like, because they don't use enriched flour. Go try and buy something in the bread product. Go try and buy something in the bread aisle. Any bread product that doesn't have enriched flour in it. Because they pull out the important shit in wheat, so it'll last on the shelves longer. And then we eat that stuff and it just inflames our insides. It's fucking terrible. I did not want to turn into one of these health advocates. I mean, who would believe it? They'd be like, did that guy misspell voila on his shirt and he's wearing it? Why would we listen to anything that this guy says about nutrition? But it's this is just basically what I'm going through. Roofies are Bobby approved. Yeah, you know what's hilarious about Bobby approved? I've got to learn his last name, by the way, because I don't think his last name is approved. Bobby approved every now and then will go to like Wendy's or a fast food joint, and they'll be like, "What do you order here?" They're like, "Come on, smart guy, you're always." And he like orders a burger with no bun and eats it holding the lettuce and everything. And he gets nuggets sometimes and shit like that. And then he'll get stuff that's not good and he'll be like, "Yeah, I'll drink this every now and then. I know it's not good for me." I think you got a Frosty, fries, a burger without the bun. People eating a burger without a bun, I applaud it. I think it's great for you health wise, but it feels silly and embarrassing to do. I've done it. I'd rather just put it down and cut it at that point. At that point, just put it down and cut it. Turns out there's a lot of value in roofies. Look at that. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 sodium, and vitamin D, probably. That's a safe bet. I bet you it's gluten-free. I don't know if they're putting gluten in roofies, if that's helping at all, but I would imagine it'd be counterproductive. So I'm going to go ahead and say gluten-free as well. The protein powders can taste chalky, or the roofies. I'm not quite sure what Paul's responding to here, but yeah, the one that I got is pretty good. And to be fair, it's the Bobby approved one. Again, I'm not getting paid by Bobby approved or Israel or Israelis for Bobby approved videos. I'm not getting paid by any of those special interest groups. So check out the new Proffee menu. Again, cold foams and protein packed milk. I gotta look into that though, because again, like I said, the problem with some of these protein filled drinks are those natural flavors. They'll fucking get you. I'm telling you, if you always feel like you're bloated or you're uncomfortable or, you feel you got inflammation everywhere. Oh, it's got to be grass fed, Paul. Bobby does not approve ungrass fed beef. He's a big fan of grass fed beef. I heard a report too that beef is hit its highest price wise. I think it's up like 17% this year in the United States of America because we don't have enough cows. We do not have enough cows. Ironically, farmers have taken it in the chin trying to get feed for animals because the price of that, like they've had to pay more to get that. But a lot of the farmers who have cows are now charging more for the beef because it's the lowest amount of cows we've ever had in the United States of America at the moment. And so they're making up for the feed costs with the extra beef costs. You're paying 17% more either way, which sucks to be you, but this is not tariff related. This is just, we're just running low on cows. I don't know if people thought, well, we'll get the milk and meat from AI. You can't carve up AI. Okay. You can't butcher AI. You cannot milk AI. So we got to have actual thing. We need people to get out there and get cows, make cows, or help cows make more cows. Because AI is not going to give us milk or a cheeseburger. I'll tell you that right now. And then before Impossible people chime in and go, well, the Impossible burger, just enough already. Yeah, I'll eat your stuff, but if it's the choice between the red meat and your shit, I'm going red meat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I used to go to Whataburger and order a grass burger. Is that grass-fed beef only? I really think, and the younger millennials than me, and the zennials and millennials and all the other ones, people younger than 42-year-olds, those fuckers, they are health conscious people. I keep reading over and over again how these younger generations are not drinking alcohol. They're not drinking alcohol. Alcohol companies are freaking the fuck out because they're like, if this continues on this trend, like they're going to go out of business. Which is amazing because cigarettes and alcohol have been popular for decades. For decades. I mean, a fucking century when you think about it. Just booze booze survived prohibition. Cigarettes and everything still going strong. I mean, maybe cigarettes not as strong as it used to be, but alcohol hasn't slowed down whatsoever. And now these kids are just, they're not doing, they have no vices. They just want to search for Pokemon creatures on their cell phones, not talk to anybody, bet the football game on FanDuel, check their stocks on Robinhood. You know what I'm saying? See if they have any swipes lefts on Grindr or Tinder. Or Bumble, but not really talk to them or meet them in person. You know, they want to milk AI. They want an AI burger. Oh, a grass burger is a burger with no meat. So a salad sandwich? Is that what you're talking about, Roxy? I'm going to need all the ingredients. I'm going to need you to list out all the ingredients in this grass burger. And I'm telling you right now, if they were all grown in the ground, that's a salad burger. That's a salad sandwich, and it's as useless as a soup sandwich. Although I'll tell you this. You put lettuce, tomato, red onion, cold on top of a hot slice of pizza. It's not bad. It's not bad. You ever get a salad slice? It's pretty good. I'm surprised this salad sandwich hasn't taken off. Oh, a black bean burger. I'm just going to be, you can't sit next to me the whole next day after a black bean burger. That's not going to happen. Be farting up a storm. All right. All veggies, but that's what they called it. A grass burger? I think salad sandwich would have been better than that. That's not good. Although, who's going to Whataburger? Roxy, did you say, I'm going to have a vegetarian experience today? Let me see what's happening at Whataburger. Is that how that happened? Or did somebody just drag you there? I would imagine somebody had to drag you there because I don't think you would have chosen to go to Whataburger on your vegetarian self. I wouldn't do that shit. Although I would love to go to Whataburger. I've had a burger craving, man. Oh, you have no idea. It's fucking killing me. And I made a hamburger for my son the other day. And then he was like, I'm not going to finish this. So it was a little bit left. So I took a bite of his burger. And I was just like, oh my God, I need to have 17 of these burgers. I didn't do it though. I didn't have 17. I know Burger King has a veggie burger. It has a patty, but it's not made of meat. Yeah, there's tons of natural flavors in there. That's not exactly what you want. All right, we did it. We did the show. Made it through together. Put an hour in. Not too bad. Not too bad. Feeling good about it. We'll see how many points are on the 20-point plan come Wednesday when we're back with you guys. I believe Frankie C will be here for the ride. And then we go into Friday, another AOA game time coming up. Let me tell you what I'm working on. You let me know if this is crazy. I want to rank the top 500 comedians at the moment. That's a little ambitious. But I'm dreaming about this. I watch comics all the time. I believe I'm the foremost authority on funny. I feel like this might be the next calling of the AOA podcast. This week, maybe next week, we might spit out the top 500 comics of right now on the AOA podcast. Stay tuned.
Show me potato salad.
Can we do it? Can we accomplish that?
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.
Or will we be the New York Mets of podcast segments? Too soon? As a Mets fan, yes, it is. But I think we'll be successful. Stay tuned.